Have you ever experienced a loss and you do not know how to grieve? Hi, and welcome back to this space. If you're new to this space, I'm a counseling psychologist and I do support women who are navigating infertility, trying to conceive, pregnancy loss, and the ones that are post transitioning into motherhood. And today we zoom in into a topic that is most often misunderstood, painful, and quiet: pregnancy loss. The reason as to why I say that this is one of the most painful topic is when someone experiences pregnancy loss, the emotions that come with it is grief. And in this grief, we term it as disenfranchised grief because the society does not acknowledge it, and because they do not acknowledge it, you yourself as a person, you do not know how to grieve, you do not know how to handle this type of loss, because the society, the people around you are not creating the safety, the safe space that enables you to experience and process and internalize these emotions as a human being. When we look at pregnancy loss, we find that pregnancy loss does a number of things to the society, and it also does a number of things to you as a person. To you as a person, your brain had already bonded with this baby. And how had this happened? You had already formed an excitement. You are already excited about the next coming 9 months. Your partner or your husband himself had already planned out the way your household would have changed and things like that. So you find yourself grieving the future that you hoped for. You find your relationship is now becoming strenuous because of what you have experienced. And most of the time, we do not know how to process these emotions. And I'd like to encourage you that here your hope is protected and your pain is valued, and you are allowed to feel these emotions and experience it and internalize it in the different forms and how you deem fit, and how the pregnancy loss affects the society. And who is the society? These are the people around you. Sometimes it pregnancy you, even though you have experienced the loss, what it does to the people around you, your friend, your neighbor, the people within the closest proximity, it causes a social discomfort because they do not know what to say, because they have not gotten to see this. They didn't bond, they didn't feel the heartbeat, all of these emotions that you are experiencing, the nausea in the morning, the way your world had changed. The people around you rather had not gotten to experience these emotions. And so trying to tell them that you feel sad, you feel whatever emotion that you're going through this particular time, it is quite hard for them to understand it. That's why we tend to say they don't know what to say, and most of the time they minimize this grief because they are clueless. And another thing that it does is you find yourself and your partner grieving this loss in private. And most of the time we do say the silent griefs, what we cannot communicate, are the ones that affects us the most. And this affects you and your partner the most. And I'm here to encourage you, the next person, or you can encourage anyone who is going through this. It is okay to feel these emotions, to sit with them, to process them, to reevaluate how you feel in this particular moment, so that you are able to, once you have acknowledged that these emotions exist, once you have acknowledged that you have lost something, you have internalized it, then you are able to move forward. And what does healing look like? Healing is not you forgetting what you had experienced. It is a way of carrying the love and the memory forward. And grieving after pregnancy loss, that means that love had already started growing. The love in your heart had already started being felt in your home. And just because the world didn't get to see the baby and they didn't get to experience it, it doesn't mean that the love inside you does not exist. So if you are out there and you're watching this video, I like to encourage you that loss is personal and grief is personal. No matter how much time you take, it is a personal journey and you are allowed to experience it in different form of waves. Today it comes this way, tomorrow it can come another way. And you're allowed to feel this emotion and to remind yourself that two emotions can coexist at once. Even though you are experiencing this loss, it's okay to also feel hope that you might get it. Whatever emotions that sits with you at this particular moment, you can accept them and you can acknowledge them, and that way you can move forward and know that in this particular space, your hope is protected and you are much more than the loss that you have experienced. Thank you so much for tuning in and see you on the next one.